Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. So, like I said during the Tap Battles video, Legendary Edelgard is now out, so of course we gotta tackle the Abyssal difficulty with the meme team as usual. So we're running a pretty normal set on here, running Heavy Blade to spam Dragon Fangs. As you'll see, that's pretty important, and well, it was kind of difficult to set this up because of course, as I'll talk about during the actual clear, some of the restrictions I put on myself make it all the more difficult to actually clear a legendary hero battle on Abyssal difficulty. But here we have a not so conventional set on Tiki. I actually have zero idea why I have Brazen Attack Speed on here. I don't think I ever actually use the speed except for... Oh wait, no, never mind. I use it for some janky AI manipulation. But it turns out it doesn't really matter what Brazen I run. I'm just running Brazen Attack Speed because why? For the extra speed. For the memes, I guess. And of course Ignis, as you'll see with quick riposte, is what allows us to do something pretty important in the clear. So here running Legendary Azura, running Distant Guard, so Nino takes less damage. That's basically all there is to that. And Brave Veronica with double close guard, so again Nino takes less damage. I'm pretty sure that I'm not actually sure if I need double close guard. I think double distant guard also does it, but it works out that double close guard just gets the job done, so we're just sticking with that. So like all things Nino, we go in turn 1. Couldn't do anything super ridiculous this time around, unfortunately, because of the Brave Sword Fighter, but we can just get a 1-round KO on the blue Manakete here, pretty straightforward. And we only take 3 damage thanks to having a double close guard. But yeah, this Sword Fighter would not die in 1 round, so that was kind of a problem. I was trying to do some really janky stuff for turn 1, but well, this gets the job done. We just get a clean 1-round KO thanks to Dragon Fang. And now, a pretty important moment here is we actually attack the Sword Fighter and don't pick up the 1-round KO. Sometimes things just works out for us. This clear didn't take too long to find. I actually cleared the actual Abyssal pretty quickly without using the meme restrictions, because the main issue with this map is it's so closed. There's not very many places where the AI units can move. So part of the meme challenge is having Legendary Azura and Brave Veronica never attack, but they also can't get attacked. So in my first clear, I had Legendary Azura get attacked twice by the healer, that we'll see in a short second. But Tiki here, important that we don't move her first because we need the drive speed to exactly double this thief. And the distant guard here, reducing the amount of damage we take from the thief by 4. So you'll see that the guard skills definitely stack up. The HP saved. But now we have quick riposte here with Breath of Fog against this green dragon, so we're just going to go ahead and bait this dragon. But first Nino is going to burn her Dragon Fang on the Sword Fighter. Because of how the AI works, Sword Fighter over the blue cav is going to attack first, because Nino doesn't quite one-shot the blue cav. But here the green Manakete's going to attack Tiki and put her into Brazen Attack Speed range. So now we're getting an extra 7 attack, which is pretty cool. And you can see here we take 7 damage instead of 11 if we didn't run Distant Guard. So we already saved like 8 HP. And as you'll see, we need every point of HP we can get. But yeah, this healer here, unfortunately, I couldn't manipulate the AI by like damaging a unit so the Troubadour would go heal them instead of go attack one of my units. So I had to devise a way to deal with that. And so you might have noticed I put Veronica here. I could have put her here. It was to manipulate the blue mage spawn, so it spawns here, so I can take him out with Nino here in one shot with Dragon Fang, which is only possible thanks to Heavy Blade accelerating it so quickly. But yeah, if I put Veronica here, then I can't dance with Azura here, so that's why we do that. And we barely take out this sword dragon. 100% rigged. 100% rigged, I tell you. And now we just get set up. And thanks to Heavy Blade, we have Dragon Fang back up yet again. So this green mage, even though with the Rouse going off and Blade Tome, of course would be able to one-shot Nino by a mile. But thanks to Dragon Fang and Vantage, we pick up that kill. And so here's where Tiki comes into play here. So we have this red Manakee here, 45 speed. Unfortunately, I can't buff up Tiki's speed. If I could, then she wouldn't need to get doubled by this red Manakee. So instead, I devised a way to take care of the red Manakee, and that's precisely to just one-shot. And, well, this is also a pretty critical AI manipulation turn. I don't know why I'm explaining this clear a bit more than I usually do, but why not? It's what happens when you're brain dead. But I have two options. I can have Nino here and Azura here, or Nino here and Azura where Nino is right now. Turns out the latter is what I want to do, because otherwise we're gonna see some things that we don't want. But here, Tiki's going to live, and one shot with Ignis. Of course, if I wanted more damage, I could have run Brazen Attack Defense, but didn't need it. So here, by having Azura here, Edelgard wants to move here, and we get this formation. So this is pretty important for the clear. Now we can finally get rid of the Troubadours, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. And of course, Melancholy Plus, we're not going to be able to keep our special up. But it's perfectly fine as it turns out, because we can do a bit of semi-stalling, so we can get our special back up. Because the whole point is we're trying to one-round KO Edelgard, even though we don't need to. So now we're going to get ready here. And so now we can, this is where the Nino's remaining 6 HP becomes pretty important. And this is where close guard also becomes important. We're just going to straight up bait the Manakee here. Because the Manakee has guard, Nino, it's actually kind of convenient. Because again, we use guard against them here, because that means we only get 1 cooldown on our Dragon Fang. This is so dumb. I did so many things to just use everything against the AI here. But now we can just go ahead. And now that the blue dragon here is now out of guard range, we can now get yet another cooldown off. We're just vantage killing so we don't proc legendary Edelgard's Armored Stride. So we would obviously die there because we're not quite one-shotting yet. And so now we put Veronica here and company, so we can just manipulate the AI a bit here and force the Axe Knight to come over here. And now we can just attack the Axe Knight. And now we have our Dragon Fang ready. And of course, Edelgard is next to the Axe Knight, so not very good news for her. Of course, this Edelgard here is buffed with defense res gap, so she's a bit more bulky, almost as bulky as with attack res soul active, but then her weapon isn't active, so you can see we don't quite kill right now, but we just buff up Nino, and voila! Nino is just going to pick up the 1-round KO on Edelgard pretty easily, not too difficult when you're trolling with Dragon Fang. But now we just hit end turn here, and it's just the Axe Knight left. And so Tiki, we're gonna let Tiki pick up the kill here, because, well, she's not using a very conventional set that I use. It's not a conventional set that I use for clears, but it turned out I just didn't need distant counter on Tiki. In particular, the Blade Tome Green Mage was a bit too much for her, couldn't avoid the double without doing some ridiculous things. So, that's the clear. Pretty straightforward clear, except for trying to not get Legendary Azura and Brave Veronica hit. That was basically the bulk of the issues. Heavy Blade definitely putting in work this time around. Some clears you'll notice I'll use Brazen for the extra stats, but turns out we didn't need them, and we just had to spam buffs elsewhere. But that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye!